Hello everyone, my name is SteveTVOnline, and I'm going to be playing Beyond Good and Evil. I am very excited to be running this game. I'm fairly new to the community, but this game has gained a lot of new tricks in the last year, and I've been able to learn all of them, and I really want to show it off. I'm going to be doing the any percent category, and I'm going to be doing the HD version, which is run on the console version of it, like the Xbox and the PlayStation. But all the tricks are available except for one that's only run on the no major glitches in the 100% category. So all tricks that I'm going to be doing are able to be run on both the HD version and the regular version. So I'm going to start off the game. The timing begins the second that I hit new game. In 3, 2, 1, go. So right away, we're going to start off in a cutscene, and as you can see, there's a loading screen right here. That only happens, obviously, on the HD version with the consoles. If this was on PC, then those would not exist at all. And we're going to do a cutscene, and it's going to show a little bit of the story. There can be donations read right away, obviously, but I want to explain a little bit of movement before we listen in. So the main attacking that we're going to be doing, Jade, our main character of this game, uses her main attacking is with a bow staff that she's going to be using throughout the entire game, and we're going to be attacking with a attack, break, attack sort of move, and using that we'll be able to do the full attack on the enemies and kill them almost instantly. We'll be using that on almost every single enemy in the entire game. We're going to be doing a couple of tricks, and there's one major trick that was found in the last year that cuts out about 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how the trick actually wants to respond to us playing. So, right here, this is Jade. She's our main antagonist, and she's helping raise orphans on this little lighthouse island that they're on right here. So something's happening, and she has to save them, and we'll just watch in the rest of the time to see what exactly happens.
Okay. I'll take care of the shield.
Shield activated. Shield disabled.
Your Optima account is
350 units short.
Your electrical supply has just been blocked. Gotta be joking! Thank you for...
So this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. So this is chosen. There's also a second game that's coming out. It was announced like a year or two ago for E3, and so this would be a perfect time for this game to come out because it's actually a prequel leading up to this very beginning of this game. And as you can see, the kids are out, and we're going to do our first movement in the game. I promise that this opening, the game is about 30-40 minutes of cutscenes, and then the rest is all movement based. So here we go. 1, 2, then attack. 1, 2, attack. 1, 2, attack. 1, 2, attack. This next area, it's gonna go in slow motion, which I have trouble doing the attack. Ow. There we go. I got hit, which is very unfortunate, but we got it done, and as long as we're doing everything okay, we won't have to use that. So now that we have this all done, that part, we're going to be taken, and we're going into our first boss, you could say, for the game. But we have normally this is a little bit longer fight, but if you're first playing this game, you'll think you'll have to attack the guy quite a lot, but actually it's not. There's a pattern that we do in order to actually take him down as fast and as quickly as possible. So this is Paige. He is your uncle, or we call him Uncle Paige.
I'll create a diversion.
Here we go. We're gonna do a power attack, which we just learned right now from getting our staff. Then we're gonna attack him once, do a power attack, then attack him again. Power attack, attack, power attack, and then one more attack, and the fight will be over. And that is your first boss fight of this game. So after we defeated him, we will get something out of him which will help us to complete the game really fast, and that is a pearl. This is our form of currency inside of this, and in order to beat the game, we have to get 30 pearls in order to go to the moon. That's where we're trying to go and finish off the game. So we're going to run over to the pearl, and we're going to meet our next character of the game that we're going to run around with.
We're gonna be able to pay to get the hovercraft fixed with that.
Hey, Secundo.
And that is Secundo. Secundo is the AI that is located in that device that Jade has. He's gonna be helping us out to turn in the pearls for us and keep track of other things.
Bueno, Jade, but be careful. I did a checkup on you after your fight, and
We're gonna
noticed something got inside your psycho car.
So right there, we just skipped past as much as we could.
Alpha sections, patrol 21.
This guy is going to come down,
You may go up without fear.
and we're just going to run straight backwards and do a roll. There we go. And now we go into another cutscene that we cannot skip. It just a little bit of more story, but this would be a good time for donations to be read. One thing I didn't mention before is the music in this game. All the music in this game is wonderful music. If you get a chance, find the soundtrack for this game anywhere. And I also wanted to point out this game was last run at an ESA event or any event back in 2014, where none of these skips that you're going to see in this run were run at all. So it's cut out quite a bit of the category, and I'm going to be showing each one of the tricks for this category.
Thanks, Paige. If it wasn't for you,
The shield is on the blitz. We're sitting ducks for every Vorax in the area.
What a pessimisto! Your faithful servant, Secundo, has found the answer to your money problemo.
Secundo, we're stuck here. No hovercraft, no shield. Optima has cut off the power. The account is empty.
Units, you want units? You come to Secundo, mia bella. Listen to this. The director, Senora from the Science Center, wants a collection of all the animals on the planet. She pay you dinero for any photo you send with little animal on it. Mira, that beast, for example. You take picture of it and tenga, mucho units. Even your perro interests them.
Not another one of your harebrained plans, Segundo. Gonna have to recheck your circuits. Who could possibly be interested in that kind of thing? We're in the middle of a war.
Alright, so this whole cutscene about how we have to take pictures and get money and pearls in order to continue on, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to take 3 pictures total that are necessary for us to actually continue and beat the game.
I found your camera, Jade.
We're going to take the picture, zoom in with the camera, zoom out, and now we're going to head out and hopefully get a Vorax really quickly here.
Careful, Jade. They seem to be keeping their distance for the time being.
That was my own fault.
We gotta hurry up and get that shield.
That was my own fault.
Okay, Yid. I transferred the dinero to the stinking Optima service.
Electricity restored.
So I could have gotten a Vorax a lot faster there. I just was very stupid and actually accidentally crouched instead of took out my camera.
Nice work, Jade. I'm gonna go make sure everything's working. Come down here as soon as you can. Looks like there's a mission for you.
Jade reporting. Mission M-Disc standing by.
So we're gonna follow this M-Disc and go out where Paige told us to go to. And this area is sort of a time killer that this sets up the whole part of the game. We're gonna grab the M-Disc here, and with this M-Disc, it's this is the only M-Disc we actually have to read throughout the entire game. And this decoder player here is where we can save the game. We're actually not gonna be saving the game at all until the very end, where there's one trick that I struggle with. We're gonna do it for safety purposes. I will always do it. We're gonna pick up this M-Disc and go talk to Castellac. Here we go. We're gonna put in the M-Disc and he's gonna want to talk to us. However, we're just gonna skip through all of his dialogue and not worry about it. All he's telling us is to go and meet him at a place called Black Isle, which is the first area that we have to go to. But there's something else that we have to do before we end up going to the Black Isle.
To protect us from those stinking duns.
Don't you worry, Paige. Everything will be fine. If you want, I'll go alone.
No, it's just... Okay, we'll go together. But I'm sticking to you like bees on honey, whether you like it or not. Segundo, check over this computer and download a complete version of your OS.
So we're gonna, after Paige leaves here, we're just gonna follow him right away. We're gonna run in a little bit of a diagonal order and do a roll, and that should get us right out the door. Perfect. And now we're going to run down and we're going to turn on the electricity for the hovercraft there to actually get it going just a little bit right now, because all we need to do right now is get out of the lighthouse. In order to do that, we just have to give it a little bit of a boost with some electricity. So right here we could actually move, but the problem with that is it just so you can move here, but it just resets you way back here anyway, so there's no use in actually moving. So right here we jump to the hovercraft and we get out of here.
Straight for the Mamago garage.
Alright, now Mamago garage is straight up ahead of us. We just have to hopefully get there as fast as possible. Come on, make it. Alright, so as you can tell, that's actually a scripted event where it'll just die out right here. And what's going to happen now is we're going to be towed over to Mamago by this Mamago tow truck. And this is where we're going to have our biggest trick that I was talking about. So this trick coming up is called the Beluga Skip. What's going to happen is we're going to try and knock our camera. We're going to walk up to a buying station inside of the Mamago garage, and we're going to try and run back and forth throughout this buying station and a certain pathway in front of us. And if we do it correctly, the camera is going to glitch out on us and make it so the camera glitches out and pushes us out, and we have the Beluga with us, which is the vehicle, which is the ship of this game that will allow for us to go faster. Normally what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to buy get all these different pearls in the game, and then we're able to get the Beluga. However, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going at this 20 right here that we're at, as you can see. This 20 spot that I'm at. And I'm going to line up the pearl on the on a display that's right here on the spot. And this trick can save 40 minutes to an hour depending on how the game wants us to go here. So this trick was found about a year ago by accident, and what we know how it's set up, we know what happens. We just have to go to the ability of the game wanting to allow us to actually go in. There we go. That was really good. That was really good. So I have my hand completely off of the controller right now, and it pushed us out into Hillis, the main area, then it pushed us back into Mamago's garage. Now all we have to do right here is we have to turn around and we go back into Mamago's garage, which pushes us back into Hillis, and we now officially have the Beluga. So now that we have this, we are going to be heading over to Black Isle, and Black Isle has a couple of tricks in it. There's one right at the very beginning where we have a cutscene skip, which normally you aren't able to do cutscene skips, but if we do this correctly, we should
Collision risk high.
Okay. So there was another thing right there. It says maneuver not allowed. Is if you just keep on repeatedly hitting A, it should drop you eventually. Alright, so let's see here. Let's see if I can get this trick. Alright, so we're going to run up here and we're going to stand about right here. We're going to get our camera to go right there, and then we're going to walk straight and jump around that cutscene. Perfect. So that cutscene that I skipped was just talking to Mr. DeCastelak once again, who would in turn tell us what our mission is, which is to take a picture of a couple of different creatures. And as you saw, Jade's mouth was glitching out there. That was because we actually skipped the cutscene. It does little weird things to it. So right in here, Paige is going to want to talk to us, so we run all the way up here, then we talk to him right here, and just hit X repeatedly to speed up him wanting to talk to us. So he's going to tell us his next invention, which happens to be the jet boots, which we'll be using these for the very beginning of this game, most of the beginning of this game, because they help us get past a bunch of different puzzles, and we need them for multiple ones. So this is what normally happens. He's going to boost up into the air and he's going to fail. And then he's going to land here, and it's going to show us, if you were playing normally, what was going to happen is you would realize, oh, these... when he did that, it allowed for those to kind of bounce up and down, so it requires us to go up here. I was too far out.
Wow, why were you hiding that from me?
Alrighty. We're gonna go up here, and we're going to drop this down for Paige. We cannot continue on unless we do this, because we actually need Paige in order to do the next area, which is going down here, and you see this little blob down here. If Paige does his special attack and we spend that over there, it's going to hit those. We're going to use this one more time. We're going to hit that once.
Una materia crystal. I will transfer it to...
Hit it 2 more times. And then we're going to run over here as fast as possible and make Paige use his jet boots attack.
Come look at this.
Ooh, I got lucky. Because, as you saw or heard, he said, hey Jay, come look at this. that makes it to where we have to run over there and listen to his audio box that's over there by that cage, which we do not want. So now we go up here, and we run into a Krochak, and we're actually going to do the 1-2 break attack, but I messed up 1-2 break and do that, and now that's over. So, some of the dialogue, if he says it here. Okay, yep.
There'll be more nearby, Jade.
These Krochaks usually come in 2 or 3, but there was only 1 this time, so we were lucky enough. When in reality, it usually is only 1. There. So we're gonna jump up here, and then we're gonna roll through this door because, as you saw, Jade gets stuck very easily there.
Sweet Jesus.
So this next area, it's showing us new enemies that we're gonna have to attack, but all we're wanting to do is we're wanting to run all the way through all of these easy jelly enemies, and instead what we want to do is we want to attack these Krochaks, get them out of the way. Then we're going to run over here, and we're going to attack these jellies. Come on over, Paige. Come on over, Paige. Please. Paige, come on. Then we want Paige to come over here and use his action.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. It was a little bit of a time waste, but we'll take it. So normally you have to get rid of all those enemies and kill them and go into a cutscene. However, we can just, as you saw, we can just skip past all of that.
Here, I'll leave this to the expert.
Wow.
So this is his wrench that he's going to be using in order for us to continue through the story.
For me.
We have to get through grates in order to continue on.
Let's go. Hey,
We're going to stand over here so he can come in there, otherwise we'll block the way and he won't be able to get to the grate and waste time. And we're going to roll as fast as possible and get out here. Now that last grate that we made him skip the dialogue for, we're going to run back there this time. So we're going to go back into the secondary shaft where we fought those jellies. But once again, we are not going to fight these jellies. Good, I did not get attacked. He did not get attacked. We are golden. So we're going to run back into the ancient mine. And we're going to get out of here as fast as possible. We're going to do just a little bit of a faster routing here. We're going to get down there.
Let's go.
We're going to run over here so Paige can get in. And we're just going to roll. Alrighty. So going through here,
Whoa. Count me out.
we have to leave Paige over there, and in order to get him over there, we have to drop down that platform. And you know how we drop down the other platforms is by using those jelly. So we're going to push this only 3 times instead of 4. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to use the jet boots. And I messed up. That's fine.
Now.
And I messed up again.
Hammer time.
There we go. That's it. So if it was at the very end of it with your with the 4 attacks that you would normally do, it would have hit it both times, but unfortunately it was not. That's not that big of a time waste since those blobs spawn like right away every time. Then we're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit this Krochak once, make it so it aggroes on us. We're gonna run all the way up here, stand on this, and then we're gonna make Paige do his super attack. This is going to skip us doing a having a cutscene as well as having to just kill that. So we'll have him go in here, send him over that way to do his action, and we're going to stand over here so we can roll in as soon as possible. Alright, now we're into the main shaft here. The main shaft, we're going to do one more skip here. This is going to be our last skip before we finish up Black Isle. what we're going to be doing here is called bridge skip.
Or wheat toast with your
And bridge skip allows for us to do our first out-of-bounds trick in the game. There's 1 out. 2 out. Okay, I'm going to stand about right here. Then I'm going to aim up there. Do that again. There we go. And after I aimed my camera up in a specific angle, I then grabbed out my camera and then released it. Once I did, I held up left. This allowed for me to go out of bounds, and then we're going to step in there, take a picture of that left creature there, which happens to be an eye. You take a picture of that, and that allows for us to go into our first boss. Now, when we go into this first boss, we're going to be taking our second mandatory picture that we take in the game, which is the first boss. And then after that, we have just a little bit of tricks to hopefully do this fight faster. So we're going to have him go, and then we're going to take a picture here. Cool. That was really good.
No problem. Let's go.
We're going to attack him as much as we can here. Then we get our crow checks in right now. Alright. We're going to try and attack him here as much as we can while he's flying out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just run around in a circle here, because this will allow for him to not be able to hit us. Cool. So now, this is the most important part of this entire part right here. We're going to run over here and make sure that we hit him 3 times while he's getting out. This will completely skip his phase of him chasing after us with that breath. That will completely skip that phase. So that was almost a perfect fight. And now that we've completed that first boss, we have his picture. We can grab our second orb that will come out of this guy's head.
Not bad for a little girl and an old ham.
We did it, Paige. Not bad for an old fart.
Okie dokie. We're gonna grab this, and then we're gonna go into another cutscene coming up. And once again, it would be a perfect time for
If you ask me,
donations to be read. This is also, this is like a 2.5 minute long cutscene here.
Congratulations, Miss Jade. You have.
Hold it. I got a bone to pick with
There's
your
also a
boss.
little bit of story related.
Mr. de Castellac never really
And something I
existed.
want to point out here
I owe you some explanations, Miss Jade.
is he's riding in this limo, but he decides that a taxi would be more appropriate, even though there's more room in the back of that taxi, or that limo. How do they even fit it? How do all 3 of them even fit into that taxi? Okay, that's what I wanted to say about it. I just find it really funny.
Miss Jade, you have brilliantly succeeded your situation test.
Situation test?
Yes. Please forgive this little charade. My name is Han. I'm a member of the Iris Network.
The Iris Network? The rebel organization?
Yes, the Rebellion. Fighting against a threat that no one knows exists. If nothing is done, the entire population will be destroyed.
With the help of the Alpha sections, we can push back the DOMs.
The Alpha sections are not exactly what you believe them to be. They capture
Sometimes
10
the
people
acting in
for
this
every
is
one that
hilarious.
They save.
The Alpha sections have been defending us for years. They take care of the wounded, push back the Dom's attacks.
That's exactly how they cloud your suspicions and gain your confidence. They suck the lifeblood out of our planet exactly as they've done to hundreds of others. The Hylian government didn't have the time to react. They were completely overtaken. But we can stop the Alpha sections.
How exactly do you propose we do that?
They are completely aware that an uprising of the population would spell catastrophe. Bring the proof of this conspiracy to the people, and victory will be ours. More than ever, Jade, the Iris Network needs people like you. Help us fight the good fight. If you decide to join us, rendezvous at the Akuda Bar. Ask for peepers. You're free to choose your side, Jade.
Jade's reaction.
Did you say peepers?
I just love that.
At the Akuda Bar. Be sure to remember the password.
Safe and sound in its shell, the precious pearl is the slave of the currents.
Security measure?
Discretion is the key. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot your reward. Hope to see you soon, Miss Jade.
So, just what does Miss Jade think about all this hoopnanny?
If there's a way to stop this war, we can't let it pass us by.
So now that we're done here and we've found out what we have to do, we just have to leave right here. And we are now done with this section of the game. So the next place we're going to go is, since we now have the Beluga with us, we're going to go straight up this way.
Peepers, you know him?
The Kuda Bar.
And we're going to go into here, since we can.
Maneuver not allowed. Maneuver not allowed. Collision maneuver not allowed. Collision risk high.
Whatever, we're fine. I'm going to lose a little bit of time because of that. So the first thing you're going to notice is that we have a guy talking that's not Paige. Normally, you would be going into this volcano after you had a character named Double H, which is going to be joining us later on in the game. But since we did our Beluga skip, we now are getting his dialogue box where instead of Paige's.
It's that way, Miss Jade.
Alrighty. Let's go.
D-B-U-T-T.
Don't break up the team.
Go get him, girl.
There we go.
Thank you, Miss Jade.
Now we're just gonna unblock that, and then we're going to leave Paige back there because we don't need him to come in here. In here we're going to be collecting up to our 16 pearls. And then we're going to be leaving here and never coming back again. So you're probably thinking, well, Steve, you left those pearls back here. Don't worry about that. We'll be going back to them. Because first we have to do that. We're going to drop everything, and then we're going to go back here.
Miss Jade. They're sending in backup.
Grabbing these two. We're going to pick up this one first, because it's a single one for some reason. And then we're going to grab these two. And we're going to go over here, and we're not going to pick up those. Instead, we're going to go over this way, and we're going to collect the rest of them before we... There we go.
They're coming from all directions.
Alright, what's going on here? There we go. I've never had that happen before. That was very strange. So now that we have those, we have 5 more that we're going to go over here and collect. We're going to be collecting all of those pearls on our way back.
Alive, we can buy the stellar motor.
Double H doing a spoiler. So, as I said, our whole purpose of collecting all 30 of these pearls is to collect the stellar motor. to go to the moon, and in order to do that, we have to have exactly 30 pearls. So we got this. Now we're gonna head over here. Grab these 4 up. Then we're gonna run past these. And we're gonna grab these last 3, and we have all 16, or we're caught up now, we have 16 pearls. That's all of the volcano crotchets. And we will leave here. Note page, turn back around. So this is where we need to kind of worry about stuff, because for some reason, I don't think we should worry because it already failed, but sometimes Paige's AI just doesn't want to follow you. So that's why I kept on looking back to make sure that he was there. Okay, we're good. Alright. Now that we did that, we lost a little bit of time on the fight and getting in here, but we're fine. That's the city right there. We're gonna head into the city and actually do what we're supposed to do, which is go to the sea peepers.
Collision risk high.
So in order to do that, we're going to go into the city here, and we are going to head over to the left-hand side here. We go into the first-person view here because it's a little bit easier to maneuver throughout this area if you do that. And it's going to be showing like a wide view of the town. You're actually able to control Jade while they're showing this view of the town. So that makes it easier for us to get up here so we don't have to wait for it to zoom in. And here is the Arakuda bar, and this is the first appearance of the 4-character code. It'll always be it's S8W7, S8W7, S8W7. S8W7. So that will always be a letter, number, and it can also be repeats. So every time that one of those is about to come up, I'm going to have people try and guess what the code is going to be. So that was a really good code because it was all near the end, but it could be really bad sometimes. Alright, here we go. This is Peepers. He's going to have us do the shell game. We want the one that had the ball underneath it to be in the center like that, so all I have to do is hit X and we're all set. And once again, we have another code, so this is where the code is going to be guessed. Once again, it's going to be on the back of this code, on the back of this ticket. Be a good one. Z9J7. 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 That wasn't bad. The best code ever would be Z1A9. That would probably be the best one. And here we go into the Iris network after we entered into the locker. And here's a little bit more story. This is where more donations can be read, and this is one of the longer cutscenes that we have. But it's really important to the story, so you can listen in
on these screens
as well.
See the majority of our correspondence. They operate all over the universe from more than 13 different systems. You already know Peepers. It was his idea to offer you the job. He knew you would complete the test successfully.
You'd have to be
blind not to see it. The kid's burst of intelligence.
Now listen up, Jade.
Peepers is one of my favorite characters, as you can tell.
Adam's bomb has exploded in the canal. Obviously, the Alpha sections have sealed off the sector. They've embarked everyone there.
To take care of them, right?
No hospital has received any victims, Jade.
The governor of Hill has contacted us as soon as she heard the news. She's willing to help us, but her HQ is under surveillance.
You can help us to save these people, Jade. Nino, give us a brief on the situation.
Here's what we know. The victims are kidnapped by Alpha Section agents. They are then taken to the Neutrophils factory. Shuttles are then used to take them to the old slaughterhouses. And from there, they are loaded into military cruisers headed for the moon.
We don't know what they're forced to suffer. None of our agents have ever returned from these cursed places. 4 days ago, we lost contact with Double H in the Neutrophils factory. He was our best agent. And friend. Double H was supposed to have brought back proof of the Dom's traffic. His last photos are terrifying.
A spirit eater.
We need someone to take over the mission, Jade. You can't refuse.
Continue.
We need proof. 1, you get inside the Neutrophils factory. 2, you take pictures of the Alpha sections and their victims. You'll be in constant contact with May. She'll broadcast your photos as quickly as she receives them. People must know the truth.
Yeah, I'd like to know too. Like who's actually telling the truth in all of this?
Here's an official city pass. We got it thanks to the governor. It will open certain doors for you.
Alright, so now that we've got the city pass, we are able to continue throughout the game. This will allow for us to get into a couple of areas that we need to later. And this is kind of cool right here.
Shawnee.
You've heard that mysterious voice say that name Shawnee multiple times throughout the beginning here, at the beginning of the run. So, now she's using that code for to work with the Iris network here. Okay, this is unfortunate. That guy was right in our way, and Paige was also there, which was unfortunate, but whatever. Now we're going to... Now that we've done all of this and got our key, we're going to just leave and not do anything else while we're here. Because there's no use in us doing anything else. That was fine. Those guys can really get in your way sometimes. So we're gonna go back into the Beluga here. So we're going to head out this way, and we're gonna go over to the right and head into our Beluga. And where we dropped out the Beluga should be good, I believe, because over to the left is where we have to go. But we're gonna take our Beluga because we're gonna be needing it later on for something.
Maneuver not allowed. Collision risk high.
So right over here is where we need to go. Here, this is the factory. And there we go. Back into the factory, and...
No, I can't shoot here. It's too dangerous.
We're going to head up here, and we're going to get our next code. So you'll see this red area, red barcode up there. We have to take a picture of that in order for us to get our next code. Yeah. Now we're going to count to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. M4H7. 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 So, the reason that I count to 6 there is because if you do it a little bit too early, then you go into your menu too early, and they won't have the code ready for you. So we count the flashes down at the bottom for you have a new message code down there. We count that 6 times, and that's why we never get rid of some of our messages. So we're gonna have Paige do his stuff, and I'm gonna make Jade become impatient by attacking that grate, because that will allow for us to open up the grate faster than if we waited.
Uncle Paige. We'll just take some pictures and get home.
So we'll go through here, and this is the first time that we actually see lasers here. We're going to run over here, open this up, and then we're going to run back this way to hopefully get Paige. There we go. He will not come over this way if you don't go over that way to make him say that dialogue. Because Paige's AI is very stupid, as I mentioned earlier. So now we're going to go around here, and we're going to have him push one more time, and we're going to hold forward enough until it does an overhead view and does a little bit cutscene, because then it will push by itself. Right here, we're going to let go, and then we're going to hit X to jump up on top, and then we're going to go down. So this is our first view of what the Reaper can actually do. We already knew that there was a Reaper coming, but we didn't know what it was capable of doing. So this was our first time, and this is our boss for this stage. But before we fight him, we have a couple of things that we have to do.
If the Iris network is telling the truth, then this is where we need it most.
Alrighty. Now we're going to go over to the laboratory here, and we're going to go down onto the service elevator and try and open that up. And this fight can be something. I have trouble with this for some reason. I could potentially die here, which is bad, but we'll see. Because as you can see, any of these guys can attack at any time when they turn red, and sometimes it's just impossible to block. That was actually a pretty decent fight. Oh, there's one more here. So like that, something like that happens, and there's nothing I can do about it because I had already attacked.
No need to thank me. Your sunny smile.
And so that took a little bit longer, but at least I didn't die.
You a sunny smile.
And I did attack Paige, and it made him heal, but we're okay with that as long as we have one more. And actually, this one health that I have right now, this one heart, we're actually going to be keeping just that one heart for a specific reason. We're going to be using it later on.
Gonna take a look over there.
Okie doke. Looks like I'm stuck here.
So if you look forward there, we have some lightning. We're actually going to be doing something. We're going to be meeting a new person here. We're going to go behind him and knock him into there, and then we're going to run this way, go through here, and get locked in. But there's somebody else. There's something else that's in here. That something else just happens to be the one and only Double H that the Iris Network has lost. This is one of the mandatory pictures that we have to take of Double H, so we're just gonna throw it out really quick and take our picture.
Got it.
Then we're gonna run over here. We're gonna take another picture. Then we're gonna count to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It should work.
K8B7. 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 That was a really good code. Then inside of here, we actually have our next item that we're going to be using quite a bit throughout this. We're going to pop this on, and we're going to turn right back. We're going to turn around here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go into another cutscene, and this is another place where donations could be read because there's a lot of stuff that's going. There's just Double H, which not a lot of people in the community really like.
You alright?
They turned my brain to jelly.
Are you our contact? Are you Double H?
Not sure.
Does the iris mean anything to you?
Listen here, Miss Thyris.
Jade.
My name's Jade.
And I haven't the foggiest how we're gonna get out of here.
For that, I may be of some assistance there.
So you are Double H.
Double H, triple Z, whatever pleases you.
Whatever pleases you, don't ask me. All I know is that in another 10 minutes I was...
Even though he's one of the worst characters in the entire game, he still has some of the funniest lines for me.
Hence, you can count on me, Miss Thyris.
Jade. My name is Jade.
At your service, Miss Jade Thyris.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to grab that as well as making him do his action. So we grabbed the pearl and we made that action go at the same time, so we start right next to this a little bit faster than normal. And we want to be very careful here. We want to make sure that we go around this, because if we step away from that, we have a chance of rolling and falling out of bounds and soft locking the game, and we do not want to do that. Alright, so now we're going into the elevator room, and this is where we're going to be running into our next boss. But before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here, and when we jump up here, we're going to throw this over there. And then we're going to roll... Oops.
I found a
right here, and this boss right here is our Spirit Reaper, and we have a pretty fast way of actually getting rid of this guy. we're going to first take a picture of him.
This.
Then we're gonna do that, and we're going to hit him. Ah. That sucks. That was fine, though. Ah, that sucks. So I'm failing right now. Normally what would happen here is you want to throw something, land right in his eye, so he'll do that shield motion, then you'll go here, you'll throw something else in his eye, hit him as he goes away, then you're gonna throw another one at his eye, he's gonna go into defensive position, then we're gonna attack again, throw something else at his eye, attack, and if he goes up there, that means that he's on his final phase. There we go. There we go. Now he's gonna jump over here, so this is a set position. We know where he's gonna be, and we're gonna attack him, and he's gonna fall down into the hole here. And doing that, he's going to then drop the pearl for us, and we can continue on. So that was a little bit faster phase. I didn't feel too hard.
I'd have ended up on a silver platter with an apple in my mouth if it wasn't for you.
Shut up.
We're gonna go this. Now we're gonna go this way since we dropped the electrical wire there to open up this room, and in this room down here is the reason that we saved to have only one heart. So right here we're going to make sure that we do not get hit by any electricity, so we don't die. Okay, that we're good. So we're gonna throw those 3 times, and then we're gonna hit the switch, and then we're gonna run in here, and we're gonna run, and we're gonna go and grab the triangle key, which we need. But when we reach for it, we're gonna realize that this is not just a stand. Instead, it's also an enemy. So we're gonna, when he turns red, he can hurt us. So now that he's not red, we're gonna send him over there. Okay. Super action. There we go. So now he dropped this key that's right here. We want that. We want to remember where that was. We're going to run over here and try to use the triangle key. But that's going to send these guys out. But instead, I'm going to go and I'm going to kill myself. This will cause the fight to be over, and we'll spawn right here. And in return, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pick up the extra key that I just spawned. And I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to pick up the PA1, which is going to give me more health. I'm going to give one of these to Paige.
Thanks.
And then I'm going to make him, hopefully, go over there and hit that button for me. I'm going to run around the back. I'm going to wait for him to hit that button. I'm going to take this. Run around the front. And I'm going to be careful here and make sure I grab that far enough away, and I'm going to run back, and we do not have to fight those enemies. And now that we're done with that, we're just going to leave and be done. So once we go up these stairs, we are going to take everything away from Paige, because he's not going to need it anymore. We're going to take everything but his jet boots and his M-disc that he has on him. We're going to take this, and we're going to take the key. Then we're going to go over here, and we're going to do dialogue. Maybe I can make him...
No problem.
Cool, I got him to do the double dialogue.
Personal, Jade. Even the Vader.
So I hit it, I mashed fast enough that I'm going to make him do the dialogue twice. Oh no, it didn't work.
Fix it?
I wasn't fast enough. So if you do hit it fast enough, you're able to make him do the dialogue twice.
Took one heck of a jolt. Look at that cable. Hey, he's still needing his new beater. You didn't forget about that, did you?
Refuse. I've got one. It should work.
I hate that line. The way that she says that. Like I said, some of the dialogue in this is just terrible.
As for the piston, did what it could. Just put the thingamajig back into whatchamacallit.
Alrighty. So we go from that cutscene into this cutscene. Then we're gonna hit a switch to go into another cutscene, which leads us upstairs to go into another cutscene. Like I said, half of this game, like most of this category is just dialogue, and the other part is the other part is gameplay. Once we get upstairs, there's going to be a lot of gameplay that we have to deal with.
The fat lady hasn't sung yet.
There we go. For some reason, when you hit that the first time, page isn't in, and most of the time you can hit it a second time, but I just made sure that I got it on the third attempt there. Alright, so as I said, we get upstairs and we have another cutscene here.
This doesn't look very good.
By the way, Jade, here.
Paige forgot to give us something earlier, an M disc. And since we're not going to be listening to the M disc, I'm just going to tell you this M disc is just a recorded message from Paige saying how much she loves and misses Jade and loves hanging out with her and everything. So that's exactly what that does. And now we're going to send him over there to push that button, and I'll push mine, and then we'll run in here. And we have a couple of enemies to fight. These guys aren't as difficult as they were at the start. Then we're gonna do our power attack right here, and hopefully destroy everybody. That was really good fight.
Not too bad, sugar. Without you, I'd be smoked ham by now.
And then we're gonna run up here, and I want everybody to, if this gets chosen, I want F's in chat, because this is our final goodbye to Paige, because we're not gonna see him for quite some time now.
Paige? Paige! I'm coming!
So, with this happening, what I did there is going through that circle grate there, that pathway, is the trigger for this cutscene right here to happen. So when I rolled into there, I just rolled right back out and ran forward a little bit, and that allowed for this dialogue, or this cutscene to happen. Otherwise, it won't happen until, even if you try and go a little bit sooner. So as we watch him go, the door's going to fall in front of us, and we're going to do a little bit of some easier attacking, or getting through this area right here. So normally you have to push this box all the way up to the front, but instead we're going to go up 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to push it 1 over. Then we're going to jump up. And for some reason, oops. For some reason there is a hole right here. We're going to throw that there and we're going to jump through. Then we're going to go and we are going to go up here and hopefully... Yep, okay. Sometimes double H will not show up here for some reason, and if you do that, then that means that we can no longer play the game because it just soft locks. So, luckily he was there, because we actually need double H in order to complete the game. In 2 different spots, that is. So right here, we're gonna do... this is a stealth section, but we have it kind of memorized. Well, I still struggle with it a little bit, but I have it a little bit organized here. So you see me rolling, you would think that they would see you, but as long as we're not running, they won't see us and they won't worry about us. So right here, we got past those. Over here, we're going to get over here as fast as possible. We're going to line up on him and throw that on his back and run through here. And now we're going to run into double H, unfortunately.
I'm blocked by the flames.
We're going to throw this down here, there, and there. Then as he's running in there, we're going to look at him and make him hit the button, because if we don't look at him, for some reason, he just doesn't want to hit the switch.
Cyrus, in case you have no other choice in the matter, you can sneak up behind the guards and strike
and
them
he tells
on
us
the air tanks.
about the air tanks
We'll meet up further on.
when we've already done it. So this next area, we're just gonna run out here and we're gonna climb up top and we're gonna go around a guard here. So we're gonna drop down and then roll away from him. We got lucky there. That was really lucky. He didn't see us. So this next area, we're just going to run in really quick. And then we're going to go into a cutscene, and after this cutscene here, we're just going to do a quick roll up to here. And as long as he doesn't see us again behind this box, we're going to get a little bit farther on here, and then we're just going to do a roll here. He won't see us. We're going to take our mandatory picture right here. If we don't take one of these, if we don't take both of the pictures that are in here, then we can't continue on the game, so we want to make sure that we take that picture and our next one as well. So now that we've taken our picture that we need there, we're going to jump down and go over here, and we just climb down, and we're going to climb right back up and go in here. So I'm going to throw that right there. Then go in here, and we're going to make sure... I always forget that that's where we're at. Alright. We're going to open this up with our triangle key that we had saved, and we're going to pick up Paige's shoes. Now, normally if we're playing on the no major glitches category here, we would want to look at the bottom of the shoes because they have a code on the bottom, but since we're not doing no major glitches or 100%, we can just skip having to look at the bottom of the shoes. We're going to run in here, and we're going to see one of these again. We're going to run in far enough and then step back so we can just hit him like that really fast, and we can leave. Alright. So right here, we are getting really close to one of the worst skips in the game. I have a lot of trouble with it. I'm just going to wait for him. I waste a little bit of time here if I don't. Okay, we'll die there. It's a little bit faster. We're fine. Just a little bit of a mishap, but other than that, we should be good. Alright, so now that this is our last section here of our stealth area that we really have to worry about for a little bit, because right after this we actually have a our last major skip of the game coming up, and that's called laser skip. So we're going to jump up here, and they're miraculously not going to see us. So we're going to get over here, we're going to drop down, and we're going to go into the control room. Now this next trick can be a little bit tricky, and I struggle with it a little bit, so I'm actually going to make a safety save, so you'll know that I'll definitely be doing a safety save if I manage to get this game in. So we're going to crawl to about here, and then we're going to take a picture of this guy. Good. We're going to crawl back, and then we're going to go here. We're going to go all the way up to save game. Because if I fail to skip, then we can soft lock the game, which is unfortunate, so that's why I'm doing it like this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line up Jade so she is on 1 foot on and 1 foot off of the conveyor belt there, and I'm going to line up the camera exactly like this. And when this box pushes me, it's going to get me all the way over to the lasers, and when I get in about 60% of the way into the box, I'm going to do a roll here, and then I'm going to roll out of bounds here and run this way. And we're going to go over here, we're going to roll once. We're going to distract that guy, then roll over here. Going to run in here, not worry about enemies, then roll, roll, roll. We're going to roll all the way down over here. Grab this. Then crouch down. Wait for him. Then run over here. And now that we have the circle, or the square one, we're going to run over here. Use it up. Use up those because we really don't need them for the rest of the game. And then right here, we're going to roll all the way over here. And you see this guy, we're just going to hit his bag there and go around the corner and take the picture right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think
P8Q9. P8Q9. Q9. And now that we got this code and we went through, we are now ready and raring to go on to our next boss here. Now you say boss, why are you not so worried about this boss? Well, let's just say that even though this is the third boss in the game, it's actually the easiest boss that we have. We're going to do that, and it automatically goes into a cutscene. There's a very long cutscene before we go into our next boss. So this is another good place for donations to be read, but this is also a big story plot as well.
He has been captured. They're bringing him in now. Your Excellency.
So the lead up to this boss is actually longer than it is to do the cutscene here. Or this cutscene lead up to the boss is actually longer than the boss fight itself. And I'll show you when I get into it what I mean.
I'll take care of this minor detail myself.
Close hatches. Cast off moorings. Okay. Lift off. Destination, the slaughterhouse.
Alright, so here's our boss. He just decides that he wants to become this giant metal thing, and the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to run up to his right leg here. Well, our right, his left leg. And we're going to attack it, move out of the way, and guess who's back? But actually, this is one of the funniest lines in the entire thing, in my opinion. Hey, what the heck is this? I laugh every time. Okay, so now we don't have to attack his arm. Instead, we're going to run all the way over here. We're going to turn this, and we're going to shoot inside of the cage. And as long as we stay right here and we shoot in there, we're actually able to hit the boss 4 times, and the boss is now done. Normally, what you have to do in that entire fight is you have to hit both of the arms down. The back will open up, and then you're able to throw the discs in at him and attack it. But since there's that little hole up at the top right there, it will work every single time. I guarantee it. Normally, you can't shoot through the back because of the grate that's on the back, but there's just that one little spot up there that you're able to shoot into.
Paige. They've taken Paige!
If it wasn't for you, it would have been me they took for a free ride in one of their luxury coffins. Turn ticket not included.
I'll find you, Paige,
Alright,
no matter
so
what.
we're gonna do this really stupid thing right here when Jade turns back around and she starts walking. What we're gonna do is we're gonna gain control over here, hopefully. Then we're going to grab this out and we're gonna throw that at the Pearl. This will allow for us to get them.
We can get out through there.
get it a lot faster, and we don't have to walk up to it and pick it up. It'll just go to us. So then we're gonna go here. We're gonna pick up the PA, hit the button, give this to Double H just because we can, and then we're gonna run in here and hit the switch. We'll see if we get Double H in here or not. Oh, we did. Sometimes he can get stuck outside of the elevator, and we'll just go without him. But this time we were fine.
We're on the right track.
All right.
It isn't far.
We're gonna do that, and now we're just gonna exit out the way that we originally came.
Affirmative. Behind this door.
We're gonna go up these stairs and head out. And now we're hoping.
There's an abandoned pearl down there.
We're hoping that we get a. Cool. We got Clippy. It just clips to the wall there. Sometimes it won't, and sometimes it will. But what we're also hoping for here is sometimes Paige's dialogue can just cut in for no reason whatsoever. So let's see. Yes, we got it.
Find a way to get our hands on that pearl, by God.
We got the swag Paige dialogue. Don't know why it happens. It's just hilarious.
How much he meant to me. Looks like you're finally getting your head back together again. You back with us?
Getting there. But my head is killing me. The machine gave my brain a good scrubbing.
Alright, so now that we have that, we have one more thing that we have to do. We have to go and we have to grab that pearl, but in order to do that first, we have to go over here and we have to destroy this Lorax and these Crochaxes.
Respect the home team, Chapter 12. Okay.
We're gonna go in here and we're gonna put that in. And with that, this will allow for us to open that up. And we can leave. But first, something bad is going to happen to Double H here.
Miss Jade, oh, this thing is eating up my insides. I can't hold out much longer.
So, because of this, we have to head back to Iris Network.
Do something to help me. It's my only hope. Take me back to Iris.
And
I'm begging you.
Doing that, but
I can't breathe.
What we're gonna do here first is we have to grab that pearl that fell down, because we can't forget that. All right, come on, Double H.
Yes, Miss Jade, but hurry. Oh, this thing is devouring me.
So. It took us a little bit longer, but usually we hope for him to get into our vehicle at 4:04. Oh, that was still good. Even with me having to kill that guy. So we're going to go in here first. This isn't how we get out of the area. We're going to go in here. We're going to grab... We're going to go into the room very slightly, and then we're going to start heading out. It's going to grab the pearl for us, and then we're going to leave out the factory entrance. Then once we get out here, we're going to go over to the left here and leave. And after that, we're going to jump into our beluga because we're going to need it later. Even though the city is right here, it still gets us there a little bit faster.
Not allowed. Collision risk high.
And we're going to head out. Heading over to the left here. Alright, now we're heading into the pedestrian district, and we're just going to head back into that Iris room that we were originally in. So we're going to go right over here.
I can't see a thing. Where are you, Miss Jade?
Here we go, into the Yakuta bar. And now back up to room number 3.
I can't see a thing. Where are you, Miss Jade?
That was good. Sometimes it just doesn't want us to do that. Excuse me. My throat's a little bit raspy.
Nino! May! Quick! Double H is with me. He needs help!
Double H reporting for duty. The Alpha sections have taken possession of the... the shoes at your service.
May, we have to give him our last dose of energy.
Hub, can you hear me? Say something.
So this is one of the
Prepare the injection.
few times for a while that we can actually do a cutscene and reading of donations. So this would be a perfect time to do it.
May, quick, we're losing him.
I'm here, Hub. You're gonna be all right. Hang on, it's almost over. Thanks to you, Jade, Hub is safe.
He's a fighter. He'll be okay. He'll be back on his feet in a couple of weeks. Friends, I believe Jade has just shown us an amazing demonstration of courage.
Nice work, kid.
Good. Now come have a look. That's where the victims are taken. That's where they've taken your uncle, Jade.
The old slaughterhouses.
Your next report.
Jade, your last report from the factory had a large impact on the population. The Hylians
have given us a bunch of pearls here. If we've done everything correctly, we should have had 20 and we'll end up with 25 here at the end. Okay, we're good, we're golden. So now that we have that, we still have 5 more pearls to get, so you're wondering what else are we going to do. So first off, we're going to go out here and we're actually going to leave the bar and go buy 2 pearls. Like I said, I'm not sure if I said at the beginning of the run or not, but there's only 3 things that we're going to be buying it throughout this entire run, and those 3 items are right here at the very and we're nearing the end of the game here. So as long as I so we'll buy these 2, and as long as I have enough credits, we are going to head over to the right here instead of going to the left, and we're first going to buy from this first shop down here. If I get lucky enough, I should be able to... Okay, whatever. You can usually pick up that pearl without having to talk to that person, but it doesn't waste that much time at all. And we're going to go into Ming's Zoo shop, and we are going to go talk to her and say, hey, we want to shop at your place here.
Identification, okay.
And since, oh my gosh, Double H. We should have enough here. Yep, we're golden. We just need 2,000 more for over here. This power-up is our super attack power-up. Every time we use that power-up, if we hit X in repeated succession, it will actually allow for us to use our do extra bonus little attacks off of our power attack, the holding down power attack that we do. Rise, Hylians! Alright, so we don't have any health for Double H here, but we don't really need to worry about him that much. So now that we're done here, we are going to head back over to our beluga. Which happens to be in the wrong spot this time. This is where I wanted him last time, but that's okay. So now we're going to go over here, and we're going to go over this wall here and down. Then drop off here and go in here. This is where we're actually going to be getting our last 3 pearls in order to finish off and get our 30. Go up here. And we have to chase this Croshax, but it's going a little bit too fast, so instead we're going to find a way to get into him. We're going to do that first, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to hit this guy over that way. Then we're going to go over here, hit this button, we're going to hit this next one. Then we're going to do it again, get that one. And our last one, we're gonna throw this at it. So Double H really likes to get in the way here. Alright, we're fine there. Okay, that was actually really fast. Alpha section. So now we have our 30 pearls, and we can head over to Mamago's garage and get our booster and go to the moon. Okie dokie.
I'm in bad shape.
Yes, I understand. We're gonna go into this view so it's a little bit easier to get through here. This area is really, for some reason, very stupid to get out of. So now that we've done that, our beluga is right there. That's actually a really decent spot for it to be in. And we're off. And heading over to Mamago's garage. So you saw where I was standing when I first got the beluga for the beluga skip. What we're going to be doing now is first getting this page dialogue. And second, we're going to be running past all of those, and we're going to be going all the way to the back of Mamago's garage to get number 30. And as you can see, all of those numbers are 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 30. Those are all the stuff that you have to buy in order to actually have the beluga. So in the original category and 100% in no major glitches, you actually have... Well, I think we do beluga skip and no major glitches. But you have to collect all those just to get the beluga.
Here we come.
All right. So, I didn't do this before, but if you go straight up, there's a wall that you hit. So now that we have the boosters here, we just hit B and it boosts us out of the orbit and heading towards the moon. So all I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be boosting forward. And I'm just holding forward, and it automatically will go into this mode, and it will land on the moon. So, now that we have that, we're going to boost forward and head up to that black satellite-looking thing. That's where we have to go next. And there isn't really anything, like, big that's going to be skipped here. There's just one more unfortunate glitch that could happen coming up, and hopefully it doesn't happen. As I said before, Double H can just disappear out of nowhere, and this is the other place that Double H can disappear at, is on the moon, when you're near the very end of the game, which is very unfortunate. There's nothing we can do about it. He just doesn't like to show up. So right here we have to hit 2 switches. We're going to be using our... Okay, where did I end up? Okay, that's not bad. So I was trying to roll over here, so I would be able to go right into here and start this up, because we need both of us in here. Then we're going to go down, and now this is one of the few areas where it's just a little bit boring because we're just running normally through these areas, not doing any glitches.
Dom's architecture.
So here we go.
Right in the heart of the base, Miss Jade.
We're going to run over here, and we're going to grab that. This is the towers that we have right here, these light towers. We have to solve this puzzle, which is kind of interesting when you're first playing the game. You're going to move that about right there for the sole purpose of, once we put up this tower right here, the light is going to be right there automatically. We're going to grab it up, and we're going to move it over to the left here, which will then open that. And in turn, we will run over and we will grab that, which is another tower. Once we grab up this tower, then we're going to run back again. And we're going to turn that light over to the right this time so we can run straight. Oops. So we're going to move this over to the right. It's going to go into a cutscene. I can end me standing there, and I can go around. Then we're going to go over here, put in our last tower that we got from over there. Then we're going to turn this over this way. And instead of building up another tower and turning another tower, we're going to, this time we're going to be grabbing out our wrist blasters there. Oops, I need twice on that. And then one right here. There we go. Now that we got that, we're gonna run through here, through the cloister. So right here we have a little bit more to the puzzle. It's a lot more moving, but it's a little bit simpler to actually solve.
They're all around us. They're waiting for us.
So what we have to do is we have to hit every single one of these blue things. So first we're gonna go around the outside edge here. So we're gonna hit almost every single one of these. Then we're gonna skip over this one and run over to this one. Then finally hit this one. Then we're gonna run over here. Gonna set that up right there. Then we're gonna turn this a little bit more, set that right there. And then we're gonna run over here because we had that set up. Alright, we still have him. We still have him. The reason that I'm doing this is where Double H can actually disappear on us, so we're hoping that he doesn't disappear. Please and thank you. So right here, we have two guards that are right there. We're gonna... Oops. So, I'm just gonna get killed by these guys. Because it's a lot faster than having to deal with them in the end, long run. So I threw it a little bit too high last time. There we go, we should be good.
Hey, you alright?
Now we're gonna go over here, and we actually are gonna fight this guy. There we go, that's what was supposed to happen the first time. And we still have Double H's health, which is good. This is the important part. If we still have it by the time that we go down this and into the hold, then we should still have Double H. Okay, looks like we do have Double H, so we can continue the game. Alright, his health isn't in here because it's not the same area. So right here, there's a little bit of a puzzle that you have to try and solve to get from here down to the green, over to the green teleporter down there. But it will always be in the same spot. So as long as you know where you're going, then it's easy. Now right here, we're going to do the one and only cutscene skip that we have in the entire game. We're going to go up this way. If I do it correctly here, we're going to go, go, go. Stand about there. Zoom in. I'm not in far enough. There we go. I still skipped it. That's still a time saver, even though I didn't step in far enough. We're fine. We'll go up here. And now we just have to head back the same way that we came in. So straight across. Then we have to go over here. And then turn to our left and go up this way. Then we're going to leave here and go into the cloister, and as long as we have Double H's health here, then that means that we have done good and we can finish up our run. Okay, we're golden. We have Double H's health. That means that he didn't disappear and we can finish the run. So up here, we're just going to head back the way that we came. What am I doing? Alright. Go down here, and now the reason that I was so worried about Double H still being here is We need Double H just for this section and this section only. And if he disappears, we can't do anything. We need him to just use this action here to open up that was trapping Paige, and we go into another cutscene. And this is one of the sadder cutscenes of the entire game. I cry every time. Like this if you cry every time.
I'll bring you back home.
So now that we have that, we're going to head out this way. And we're going to head back through the cloister and back into this area where we did all the lights. And we're gonna head out into the Dom's base here. But now there's another cutscene with Jade being sad.
Shawnee, it's incredible. We just got an email from the chief. He's alive, Jade, alive.
So unfortunately, as I told you at the beginning of the game, the ending of this game actually has more cutscenes than the very beginning.
Paige!
So these cutscenes at the end, there are a lot of them and they're longer.
Very sneaky, the whole code under the shoe pit.
You found them?
You didn't screw up my settings, I hope.
They're exactly as I found them. Stench and all. Paige, you were...
Dead, I know. But you saved me. You're the one that brought me back to life. You're not the one you think you are, Jade. There's always been a prodigious energy hidden deep inside you. Now it's coming to the surface, and you're starting to understand it.
Paige, the kids, they...
Yes, I know. Kidnapped too.
So this is a really good moment for donations to be read.
Using the landing strip. We'll have to come back in the ship, but we can't do anything for them right now. There's too few of us. We need help in order to attack the lunar base in full force.
The only way of obtaining the support of the Hylians is to follow Nino's plan, wrap up the report, and use the long-range transmitter to broadcast it.
Okay, let's get a move on.
We're going to run back into the Dom's base here, and now that we have both of our partners, we're going to head out and go to the lunar base that we need to go to. So this is luckily not timed, but the music, this amazing music, is going to show up again. Do, 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 do. We're gonna get both of them on here.
Thanks for coming to my rescue.
Sometimes Paige likes to just run back and forth in circles back there, so luckily he didn't do that. So now we're coming back up to the Beluga, where we get the funny line of Paige saying,
"Hey, wait a minute! That's the Beluga! He managed to get the old girl up and running!"
You kidding? I hardly had anything to do. You must have spent a lot of time on her.
So that was a mistake. Push it once for me. Ooh, that was close.
10-4.
Push it again for me, thank you. Then we're gonna go over here. Drop down. And over, up here. Oops. That was my fault. We're gonna go right down there. Hit that switch, jump up. And now this is where I've had a really bad time with Paige, so hopefully he doesn't screw up on me. We're going to go over here, we're going to raise this platform down, and I'm going to look over at Paige to make sure that he's moving. Good.
Bad shape, Mr. J.
So we're going to stand on of these switches here, all three of us, and it's going to open the door. So that roll right there is actually a little bit more difficult than it looks, so I'm glad I got it. Alright, so now we're going to go over into this next section, and unfortunately, this is... I said that that cutscene was really long with the Paige cutscene, however, this cutscene right here is probably one of the longest cutscenes in the entire game, or if not the longest. We're gonna count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Quickly.
T4G9. 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 I had really good codes this time, which was nice.
Transmitter alignment.
Alright. So, right here is a time for relaxation and the big reveal to everybody, not just Jade, but the whole of Hillis.
Data not recognized. Protected system. Locking. 10.
They're blocking the controls.
9.
So this whole time,
no problemo,
we've only talked to Secundo a couple of times. This is Secundo's big moments right here.
Magnifico is going to show you who is the best.
2. 1. System blocked.
So one thing I want to point out about this cutscene is that Secundo is tapping down on emptiness down on the bottom when there's only like 4 buttons.
Silenzio, my little piglet. Look.
Opening system data. Hello, General Secundo. At your service.
I have una amiga who would like to
All right.
broadcast a little report. Set up an alignment on 2.1.3, por favor, mia bella.
Yes, sir, General. Data loaded. Broadcasting.
So here we go. Unfortunately, we're going into a loading screen in the middle of a cutscene. We've been hearing this broadcast, they've been hearing this broadcast forever, and Secundo managed to hack into the system, and we get to hear this happen.
Amigos, señores, señoras, y of course, señoritas. Keep open your eyes, si tutti quanti. I no going to be wasting your time with big speeches. I just wanting to show you the whole big picture. Los Alpha Section are traitors, banditos, imposters, rascals, wooden nickels. Look at these photos that we have taken.
So something funny coming up here is we took those 3 pictures, but the next picture that they're gonna have I actually didn't take.
Once the victims arrive on the moon, they're drained of all their energy and die.
That's from an area that I didn't even go to.
We've been manipulated and deceived.
Right there.
Stop listening to the lies that the Alpha Sections are telling you.
That was that picture for the skipped cutscene.
Down with the Alpha Sections!
Down with the Alpha Sections! Revolution!
Alright, so this long cutscene is actually almost completely done. We're gonna...
The kids are still on the Dom's base. We have to go back.
Now that we've pointed out everything, they know that we're inside of this area.
Nice strategy, soldier, but a bit late. Goodbye.
Auto-destruction procedure engaged.
They're going to give us a timer to get out of here. And luckily, it's a minute and a half, so we have plenty of time to get out of this area. So we're just gonna go back the way that we came from. So we should be out of here with plenty of time. I don't actually know what happens if you run out of time. I'm pretty sure you just die and have to restart this running segment over again. Alright, there's one, there's two. Okay. The unfortunate thing, though, is we have to wait for Paige to go in first before we get Double H. Alright. So now that we're out of there, we actually go on to our next boss, which is, in my opinion, one of the more fun bosses in the entire game. Come into my parlor.
Come into my parlor.
Set the spider to the fly. So right here, he's gonna trap us into this tractor beam, and we're gonna be turned back around, and we're gonna have to destroy this spider.
They've got us in their tractor beam.
And we're gonna stand it to the center here, go up, and explode that middle. Hold down that. Go down to the center again. Go through. Center again. We're always gonna go to the center after one of those happen. There we go. Then we're gonna go around here. Get our last one here. And final hit. There we go.
We'll have to launch the hovercraft if we want to turn off the tractor.
We're gonna go in here, and we're gonna go into probably the worst fight in the entire thing. I hate this fight that we're gonna do in here.
Okay.
That was a really good fight. I usually die at least once there, and that was really, really good.
What were you hoping for, huh? Everyone you ever loved.
So this cutscene here,
Already dead. Your mother and
if we manage to, we're gonna get the button here after this cutscene, and we have to get out of here. But if we manage to die in any weird way possible, leaving this area right here, then it will cause us to have to restart that whole fight, as well as watching this cutscene again.
May the angels of darkness rise to glory.
We're gonna just hit X right away, and it's gonna push the button to get us off of the tractor beam like we needed.
To the base. All the prisoners are still in there.
Run back here. As long as we do not die here, we are golden.
No, there's no one left.
There we go. Get out here. Come on, Double H. The second we get into the Beluga, they're gonna get us into a new cutscene. gonna jump down here, and we're gonna go into another cutscene where all these flying enemies are gonna come after us. We have to destroy 15 of these enemies by locking onto them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
We have the support of the people of Hillis, Jade. We'll cover you. Try to get inside the base. We must save those that are still...
Look out! They're sending in the cavalry! Wait!
Alright, so I died at the last hit, which is very unfortunate. I know I was very low, so that's what I was trying to dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, that's fine.
We'll cover you. Try to get inside the base. We must save those that are still inside.
Our lunar base is right up here. We're gonna land. Then we're gonna go all the way over here. And we're gonna get everybody on these and on our switches. Now that everybody's on our switches, we're gonna go down into the final boss phase in the Great Crypt. And the Great Crypt, the boss can be a little bit challenging if you don't know what you're doing. And even so, it's still a little bit tricky. The timing will come up and the final hit in the cutscene. I will tell you when it's coming up.
Your master well, John. You alone have brought the Hylians to me.
So I'm gonna try and not die, but I'm notorious for dying on this final fight.
It's a trap! The controls aren't responding anymore.
You are not who you think you are. The pig has hidden your origins from me.
Jade, no! Don't listen to him!
You are the source of my powers, the instrument of my strength. They took you away in the hope of destroying me, but I have survived, feeding me with only the most miserable of sacrifices. They made you human, but you are not like them. You are mine, Johnny, and I am going to kill the human part of you. Jade!
This ending cutscene is really cool. Alright. Alright, that was good. We're fine. So if I manage to die in this right here, that doesn't matter, because we are actually... So, unfortunately, that was a really good page section. And then the second one was very bad. So that's what we were supposed to do. Oh, great. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go.
Yes, sir.
So I did this more than I had to, but we finally got through it. Alright, so right here, he's gonna take away... Gonna take him away from us, and now we start into the fun. So right here, we have attack here, attack up, attack back, attack left, front, back, dodge, attack. Okay, that's the first set of it. Now after that happened, we have one other thing that has to happen here. We're gonna hold down our attack right here. And we're gonna do our special attack. Hopefully it kills everybody, or it will do that to me, like it usually does. We're gonna do the same thing here.
We have to abandon the fight, Miss Jade.
Alright. So right here, we're gonna stand in the middle, and she's gonna go into this pose right here, and after any moment after this, it's actually going to, all of my movements and controls are going to be backwards, besides my attack. My attack button is gonna be the same, obviously, because there isn't a way that they can reverse one button. So we're gonna go up here. And this is the final area. If I do this correctly and don't die, the final attack will be coming up very shortly. Attack. And time. So that was the end of Beyond Good and Evil. I really love playing this game. This game is amazing. This game is super fun. And I really hope that this is chosen for the marathon. I hope you liked what you enjoyed, and that you hope that you see that it will be a really good fit for the marathon, because there's a couple of times for chat interaction, for audience interaction, and it's something that hasn't been shown off in a marathon in years, and this routing is wonderful and beautiful and fun, and as well as this game and the music for this game. So thank you for watching, and thank you again.